Hello folks, this is Naim Asam. I am just doing this special video on Kodak's stock because the stock has surged well over 70% today. It certainly requires our attention, so I thought let me just actually make a video and then make our investors and traders understand that what is the opportunity over there and then how high this price can really go. So just as always, just a bit of a disclaimer that nothing can be perceived as an advice. This is purely for education purposes and so on and so forth. So let me now bring out the actual news, which is really pushing the stock price for this particular stock. Now, folks, what we're going to do, I'm going to help you to read the news on a financial website like Forbes, right, where I write, and then you can see me over here. So whenever you go to Forbes, so try to find or just put in Google name as some Forbes, and then it will bring you to my profile. So what we're going to try to do over here is I'm going to read the news. I'm going to make you guys understand what really happened, why the stock has popped, and secondly, we are going to look at if there is an opportunity still in this particular stock. Now, as the headline pretty much says everything, that the stock has surged over 76%, right? So that is obviously wrong drawing over here. So that pretty much says everything about this particular stock because it has surged that much. Now, why that has happened, that is the question that we need to figure out. So let's go and continue reading this article. So what it says is that Kodak's stock surged over 76% on the back of the news. So this is the information which is coming. The company mishandled the CEO's stock grants. Now, what does this mean? So basically, Kodak received 765 million dollars worth of grant to develop a medicine which is going to help the company to develop a medicine to combat coronavirus. Now, obviously, the grant wasn't given because there was this allegation against the company that the CEO of the company knew about this before and he bought the options, and then the news was made public and blah blah blah. So there was just a lot of that. So SEC started its investigation, as you can see over here. So SEC started its investigation, but Kodak board members, on the company, they were cooperating with the U.S. Security and Exchange Commission. This is the government body which investigates whether if there is any insider trading done, if there is anything wrong with it, and if that was the case, then this 765 million, which we are seeing over here, the government agency which gave this green light for this loan said we will take this loan back. But because of this 765 right over here, the stock popped well over 1,000% in August, when this news pretty much came out. But since the SEC started its investigation, the stock dropped massively. And I'm going to show you the charts in a bit, and we're going to go through all of that step by step. But right now, what I'm trying to make sure over here is that you guys understand how to read the news. Now, when we go on further, what it says is Kodak stock price. What exactly is going on? So first of all, the stock price is up 111% so far this year, right? And the stock has surged 249% over the last 52 weeks. So obviously there is clearly an uptrend when it comes to Kodak. Why that uptrend is important? The reason that uptrend in a stock is very important because if the prices are in an upward trend, this is upward trend, right? And this is downward trend. If the prices are moving in an upward trend like that, it is likely that the stock will continue its journey to the upside. But if the price is in a downward trend, then it is difficult for the price to move from here. So what we have seen gathered from here is that yes, stock is up this much percent for this year and this much percent for the last 52 weeks. Okay, so that is pretty good for us to establish that. Now we go on to the next one. What is next? So the next one is that the Kodak shares closed at 6.23 yesterday. So that's the closing price of the stock as of yesterday, and the opening price was $9.4. So that you can see is a more than $3 increase, or in other words, the price increased well over 50%. Well, it was a substantial increase, but the overall the price made a high of 11.44. So from 11.44, we're given that the price closed at 6.23. This is nearly 72% or even higher, and that is a massive, massive surge. So this is what it says right in the next line, right? Now, what is quite important when it comes to the stock price is that the stock has made a high of, sorry, let me delete that. What is important over here is to keep in mind is that previously, that now the stock is trading at $11, but previously the stock has made a high of $60. So given that the price right now is trading at 11.44, and in August or in July, it made that much price. So that is a very substantial gain. That is still a lot of price movement in terms of that. So let me now bring out the price chart for this one. So let me just give me 1 second here, and let me bring out the chart. Okay, let's just continue with this one, and I'm going to bring out the charts in a bit for you guys. So here it is. The chart is actually right here in front of you. You can see that this was the closing price as of yesterday, and then this is how big the jump has happened. So over 76%. Now, what is the bottom line in this particular article? The most important one is that if the stock clears all the allegations, meaning if the SEC says that yes, it is okay, there is nothing wrong doing over here, then the company will get this 765 loan, which we've discussed earlier, right over here. And then if it gets that loan, then there is a stronger possibility that this stock is going to jump back to that $60 mark. There's something that we have discussed before that. So it is very, very interesting with respect to this. Now, let's go over to the charts and let's have a look at it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out the Bloomberg platform. You can use any broker platform, because all what we're going to do is we're going to discuss the price action. So let me type Kodak over here. So it says, I'm going to bring out the chart. Okay, it didn't bring it. Let me do it once more. My PC is going slow. I don't know why, but it is certainly going slow. Right. Now, folks, the chart which is coming right in front of you, this shows you the price of Kodak, right? So here is an interesting thing. So we're going to go back in July, first of all, and then see where the price was trading, right? So in July, the stock price was trading in around $2, right? And today, as we know, the price right now is trading at 8.68. So obviously there's a lot of retracement. The price has moved from its high. Earlier, it made a high of that $11, and I'll show you that. But given the fact that on this particular day, on the 24th of July, the stock price was trading in around $2, the next day, right, the price went all the way high of making of 2.65. But this is where the biggest jump is coming from there. Then the day after that, on the 28th of July, the stock price went to $9. This is where we are trading today, in this range, right? It made the high of 1180, which is pretty much what we have made today. And then this actual news came that the company got this much of a money, and that's where the big move happened. So you can see that the stock was trading in around $14, and it went all the way to $60. But when the allegation came that the SEC is going to, to investigate, and then there was a possibility that the company will never get that 765 million, meaning that business will never come, then we saw this massive fizzle, meaning the stock price declined massively from that $60, and it came all the way back to what we call it between $5, and then it continued to fall, and then from here onwards it sort of formed a bottom. As you can see that the price touched a low in around of 5.55, and as of yesterday the price closed at 5.93. But today this particular candle is representing the price action of today, the whole price action for today. At the top of this wick, at the top of this particular line, that represents the high of the day. So when I hover the mouse on this one, you can see that the price went all the way to 11.44. Now it is trading at $8.72. Still quite high given the fact that the price was only trading in around 6.48, so the price is still good. But the good thing about this one is that it is surging on a higher volume. And when this happens, that means that the price has a lot of support behind it. So the next question is the price is really going to go all the way to $20? I think very likely, especially if it clears the SEC, it can go above all these limits of $40 or so. So it represents a pretty good opportunity right here. All right, that's all for today, and we will continue to monitor this stock, and I'll come back to you with more updates.